Hello everyone, we are back. Okay, well, seeing as the only way I'm going to see my EMC now is by clicking there. As you can see, it's auto-filling, which is useful. That's what this guy does. They did remove the ability to clone those, because normally that's what you do, is use EMC to make more and build up a thing of it. That doesn't, however, mean I can't just come in here and pull the resources to do it. It's just not the easiest to do. Okay. There we go. So, right now, those are not doing great, but what we can always do, grab that. Target this. And now, have all the matter we need, because I can always toss that in there. Leave. Yeah. I believe one of the things I can do is come down here, grab my Philosopher's Stone. Here for a second, just to make sure that we keep the matter flowing. So what happens is, the higher the level of matter, okay, that's actually really useful. And it's very good to know. Matter. Boom. Okay, so we need exponentially more than 4 million. Easy enough. So yeah, it's good to know that you get about 100 more science for that. What did you bring with you to pull that off? Like, was it just the temperature, pressure, and I don't remember what they are. Temperature, pressure, and surface boost, all the current science lab Mark 1 crew. Okay. That's good to know. What's something I could use to get about 100 science? Give or take. when you did it, did you do a I don't remember. Ah, the processing lab. That can be really useful for a lot of things. But with the processing lab, you would be just about where I'm at, so let me think. I feel like there's something I'm missing, because I feel like I could technically squeeze a little more out of it, but I don't know if it would work the way I think it would. Did you do a recovery across the surface, a flyback, or transmission? Hmm. Let's see. Right now, I'm just upgrading things so that I can do a bit of maintenance. So it feels like I am, but realistically speaking, I haven't even gotten like into half of these. Like an Emerald Singularity requires 10,000 emeralds to make one. One of those is used to make this. One of these is used to make creative jetpack. Creative tank, so that's two. Creative controller, that makes three. And so on and so forth. So basically, the funny thing is, as far as I can tell, I can make this now. Like, it wouldn't take an insane amount to make it, but it would take an insane amount to process. the thing I'm actually looking at making, let me look. It's a power pot. So if I come here and type in power pot, I want to bring, okay, that is absolutely insane and not craftable. We're not going to work on that one. This one, I will be happy to work on. Okay. Red. Okay. There. Drop all this off. Boom. Red. Come on. So this is the like bonus slash best thing you can do is build these. Because the faster you get plants moving, the more EMC you can get basically converted from just normal matter. And by doing this way, I can theoretically trade matter and or energy, basically I could trade matter and energy back and forth. That's the gist of it. Power. Okay, so I haven't converted a power pot yet. I don't need this because this is working as slowly as possible. Go here, drop you there. Craft this. You. Make sure you get learned. Infernium seeds. Add stone. Compress times 2. We need compress times 3, but thankfully I've got more EMC than I have any need for. Emerald? Here. Compress it. And then convert it. And the main thing is single compressor, double. That is triple compressed. Okay. Right now, we're going to take the Mark II power pot. Gonna go here, yoink a solar panel. Drop it. Put it back. Oh. Gotta get my wrench. Which, just in case, we'll make an infinite copy of it. So, you'll notice this mod pack being older doesn't stop you from making certain things out of EMC. And a lot of the newer mod packs will just straight up tell you, no, that's not happening. The main reason for that, and it's kind of obvious when you think about it, is anything to do with EMC is basically infinite at a certain point. That's because if you look up in the upper left-hand corner, I'm passively generating EMC because of this, and I can upgrade this just more and more and more. Like, it won't slow me down at all. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Okay, so that's now got bunch of RF. I do star. 1, 2, 3, 4. Recipe for another star. Seeds. And I just need to make prosperity seeds. So that's gonna get real crazy real quick. This, sir, I know you've snuck out of the nether, but you're not gonna have a good time here. Okay, that's just generating resource. I could make those go a lot quicker, but right, need food. I'm going to blow up all of this because right now this is getting in the way more than it's actually solving problems. Boop. Yeah, I wiped out the wood seeds, but that's not really a problem because no, it's not really a problem. That, however, is a problem because I can't believe I just did that. Supposed to right click, not left click. So right now, my main objective is EMC production, and I'm going to do that by attempting to get free EMC by getting free nether stars. And what we're going to do is convert my power into nether stars. But in order to do that, I do need to get a little bit of this. thankfully, I definitely have enough now to make the 4. Boop, boop. That's never gonna burn, so... Can I make something that burns seeds faster? I probably could, but for now, we are going to build a nether star seed generator. Ta-da! Here we go down to one-off items. Thanium. Toss there. Toss another star. It's gonna take a little while, but one of the things I can do is I can carefully take out all my emerald seeds. Because I've taken out all the emerald, I can take my nether star. Ah, cool. Okay. So it has to be done in a bonsai, which is actually relatively simple because building a nether star crux is actually a very, very painful process. And these I can generate infinitely. However, I cannot do it at night. Let me get the solar panels back up. Go. Oh, let me grab you. Use. You're part of a magenta flower. That. Two of those. That. So. This. That. Which one is it? Okay, it's the one in the middle. So all we gotta do is keep bringing down value. And there we go. This, pop it in there. Recipe learned. A relay. 2 million on its own. That's 8 million. And in the neck. Okay, white matter is one thing. The fading is another. Final power flower is obscene. Final star. Well, that's not really something I care about because I already just teleport because it gives me the option to do it. Let's see. Oh, let me put that back down, so I'm generating EMC again. Cool. Toss those in there. Let me see, are there better ways for me to generate EMC? Because few methods work. Honestly, what I can do is go here, pink matter collector, take it, put it there, and now I'm literally generating diamonds worth of matter every second. Then if I come here, that, do that. If I come to the pipe, that, sensor, and one of the things this does not tell you, which is actually a bit funny that doesn't tell you, is while you can make your own power flowers, and it probably recommends it because power flowers, at least historically built, would be very laggy for the game. They're not actually the worst thing you can make. Especially if you do it right. What I can do is I can take an energy condenser chest, tell it to import into the network, and then I can take this right here. Now this pink collector is currently producing more EMC than this flower is, and that's just on its own. If I were to get to this, it would be a different story. However, the upfront cost is quite expensive. So the trick is, I put this here, and then let's say I put bread there, it's just gonna go. Now what I want to do is figure out a thing, and I think what I'm going to do is use diamonds still. Only because with how it works, see how it's building it up, I can come in here, add diamonds to the pull list, and in theory, it's going to pull diamonds out and add it to my EMC. That's interesting that it's taking so long to pull it. However, there is a bit of a cheap trick I can use to force it, which is I can come here, kind of blow up my controller, but if I do this, basically I can clone my entire setup for free. The one that has items stored in it. Import. Then export. And the funny thing is, I can charge my controller by just standing on that. We want to do stack upgrades. I don't know if I have any in there. I think they're all here. Stack. Stack of stack upgrades. And basically, even though this is only one wide, I can go here, go there, throw that in, import to the network, export, gonna export diamonds, gonna import diamonds. The best part is, because I have bulk storage, while it's not immediately adding stuff, it is going to slowly build up. I don't have to worry too much about it. But I can go here, do that, and take that. Oop. Or why are you not? Okay, there we go. We wanted to whitelist it. And now our EMC is going up quicker. And in order to just keep that going up, all I've got to do is add an extra collector here or there. Solar panel, I don't even think I need a big one, because all it is doing the back and forth. I do need to make sure that it's daytime though. So these are the, like, something like this is something I would hide behind a wall. Simply so that I can generate basically anything I need whenever I need to. Okay, easier solution. Increase my solar panel by exponential number, and ta-da. Because of that, you see, we're quickly going up. Now I could make extensions off this, and I probably will. But for right now, my main objective export. So we want export out of the network. Also want a stack. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're gonna come here and fun thing is I can go here, tell it to export, put that in there, and I think it's in what? yeah, it's not going to have, it's not going to export anything until I tell it to, which is really useful. What I can do is take 1 iron, put it in there, and now it's going to slowly start exporting as much iron as possible. Now, you see it's moving very slowly. I believe the stack X order speed. The reason we want speed is the system doesn't know, or at least I have to assume, that it doesn't know it can do more. So if I do speed, maybe I'll be able to start forcing greater amounts. But I think what it is no matter what I do, it's gonna take a while to just export it all. I could manually do it, but that, as you can see, will take a while. It's nice to know that I've got a bunch of EMC just sitting around, but my main objective is to clear out the crafting grid here, and the only reason I'm doing that, aside from the extra EMC, is it allows me to get better stuff quicker. And by dropping all this stuff into my network, I'm able to remake it when I need it, while also saving on resource budgets. Crushed granite can't be used. But now if I need any of these, I can just ask for it. And because most of those are relatively cheap, I end up with what it basically amounts to an infinite supply of stuff. But what we're looking for is anything here that's got the red X. Red X means we can't acquire it from EMC. There is a book that unlocks everything. It is very nice. Fortunately, they have it disabled in this, so I can't just like force it through. Okay. Since we have EMC starting to generate on its own, okay, that sounds amazing. Access transfer. Okay, that's an obscenely amazing thing. Oh no, what we want is pink matter. The other thing we want is to start generating lots and lots of resources. So this and this, we're gonna upgrade to another pink matter collector. There we go. At least for right now. That is the idea. For the magenta one, we would need 6 of these. No, we need 5. But that's still about 10 million. And that's just for that. That's not accounting for the fact of where is the magenta collector. This times 9 in order to make 1/2. So like we will get there. In order to get there, we're gonna need a lot more of these guys. And the funny thing is, power pots. If I come here to power pots, I can theoretically make a specialized farm for this. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Only actually, let me look at power transferring, because they do show energy production. Energy. Ultimate and universal, that's nice. And because these can be what's called, because they're just upgraded things, should, in theory at least, be able to do this, power. Sleep through the night. So Maverick, one of the things that I haven't used but is in here is this guy. You're actually able to generate, I guess the best word would be, material from, or not material, you're able to generate power And then this lets you transport it just about everywhere. Like these plugs and all that. Wait, do I have Ender? I don't think I have Ender. Ooh, I do. Let me make sure I have a bunch of those. There's a Ender. But you can make a lot of power related items. Stuff like dimensional cards and all that. Oh. But the main thing you run into is with this stuff from Flux networks, you can actually send stuff through the ether, as it were. And then you don't have to worry about, oh, you know, do I have to generate this? Do I have to do that? You don't need to run pipes everywhere. You can just put inputs and outputs, inputs and outputs. It's really... you know, it's really convenient. Let me think. So, what we want to do is start working with these flux cores to make a lot of useful things. Here. Thankfully, because most of this stuff is all EMC cheap items. You can come here, basically get a bunch of resources we normally wouldn't have. Plug. Controller. Gonna do flux point. I'm gonna want to make all of this so that I can make it again. Do I have glass? I do. Let me get more of it. Get infinite of it. And because of that, I can come here, make a basic storage. Moves. Adds to the Flux network. And I do believe just a matter of making a bunch of these. And then we now have the best flux capable system. We're going to limit it to 8. The reason we're limiting it to 8 is so that we don't accidentally overload ourselves. Roller. Yep, we're gonna create our own network. Ta-da! Now I think I should be able to do like copy and paste. Actually, let me see that real quick. So this is Flux networking. Flux. Okay, configurator. Do this just so that we don't have to keep manually doing edits. Make sure I can easily get another one. Sleep through the night. And let me see if I can copy. Okay. And that's immediately just exponentially better. Now the other thing I want to do, let's see. We're going to do some universal pipes. I'm going to do upgrade. This is not going to be perfect, however, let me not do that. That's just wasteful. We're going to do five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could be. Just about. That's not useful to me. Because I keep forgetting this tries to output to the bottom. And while I could feed energy in from the bottom, I would basically be doing a whole bunch of the ultimate upgrades just to pull that off. So, is there a better way? Like, while I can do the advanced pipes, I want to do something that has advanced energy control. Or advanced energy transfer, as it were. Let's just look up energy. There's the mechanism stuff. Want power. The reason we want it is because it looks, at least in theory, like I can just kind of upgrade everything as I need. Okay. Wait. Blaze powder. Toss that. 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 Sorry about that. Slowly but surely, make all the bits and pieces we need. Because if we do this, we now have an energy cable. Start upgrading. Apparently we're going to need a lot of those, so that's easy enough. Boom. Boom. Oof. Okay, so scratch that. That's no idea. Okay. Well, for now, drop that stuff in there. upgrade so that we don't lose it. And oh, I have the infuser, right? Where did I put it? Right here. Okay. Iron, redstone. Oh, come on. Enriched. And that's just brown obsidian. Of course. Welcome back. We are doing semi-silly stuff. We need an enrichment chamber now. Not much. I'm going to build a... So you see how I have these plants here? And they generate a little bit of netherite ingots. I'm going to attempt to build a massive farm. And because of that, I was trying to find better ways of transferring power, and I really couldn't. No. No. It is one of the best, but to give you an understanding, if I come to the mystical agriculture, netherite seeds are considered a tier 5. Your tier 6s are where you have dragon egg seeds, nitro, awakened draconium, and basically draconium or awakened draconium is used for some of the insane upgrades. It's normally what you would think of for like impossible to make stuff, like the top tier solar panels uses awakened draconium. It's also a pain because it cannot be EMC'd. So even though you can do a lot with it, and I would have to use seeds to generate the draconium, even though you do have the ability to do a lot with it, until you build like subsystems for it, it is, but only up to a specific point. And the reason for that is as soon as you are above a certain point, you have to, like with the draconium, you have to introduce other systems into the mix in order for it to work. So like right now, me doing what I'm about to do, that's going to increase how much EMC I'm generating And if I'm not mistaken, let's see, each one of these is supposed to generate 5 or 5,000. So I should be generating a lot more, but the counter up in the corner is not perfect. But as you look, it's still moving, and that's kind of like the only important part. So like this pink matter right here, if I'm able to the pink fuel, by being able to grab pink fuel, I can actually expand a lot of this. Is there a super EMC? So you're going to tons of... Yes. Technically speaking, if I make these little power flowers, I can eventually just auto-generate an infinite number of EMC, and then something like this, Link, I can just pump out netherite. The problem is, once you get to that point, netherite is no longer the end-all, be-all that you're looking at doing. And that's where you end up with crazy stuff. So, like, right now I'm intentionally biting off more than I can chew with some stuff, only for the sake of increasing the value of what I'm working with. Like, if I can get a little bit more, like this stack right here. If I drop this stack, I can go to the higher tier fuel, which is used for the higher tier matter, which doesn't get used for a lot, but it can be used to generate new collectors, and that's the important thing. So once I can generate a purple matter, which will cost me 14 million, again, it's something that I could probably pull off if I force it. Actually, purple matter, and I believe solar panels in there. Let me see if I have, probably, yeah, netherite might help. Once I have the purple upgrade for the collector, these start kicking out so much. So yes and no. The main thing about it is when you're doing just about anything with this, you are normally following the quest book. This quest book is, however, built closer to what I would expect from a speedrunner, not a like operational quest book, because like this tells you nothing of the EMC or why you want any of this. And the funny thing is, this like the most powerful thing I've had so far, which I'm actually gonna get rid of now, is something that you didn't need to even unlock that entire quest chain to get. That, burn half of it. Power plant. So, like, this reminds me, I need that. Where's the wood? There's one, I don't have oak wood unlocked yet, which I don't know how I didn't. And I'm about to do something I really don't like doing, but at this point I'm trying to get comfortable before I have, actually, it's one of those things of, I have the advantage not because I have the advantage, I have the advantage because, at the end of the day, I have played other mod packs. Which, again, doesn't help most people. But, like, wow, that's really not that much. It's something you build up just by playing different mod packs, actually. Like, and that's the thing. I enjoy playing regular Minecraft with people. My biggest problem is I don't always have a lot of people to play with because, you know, people are busy. They have lives. So I would do a mod pack because when you play a mod pack like this, you're given challenges. When I had first did it, probably not, because again, my biggest SMP. Wait, I don't know why my brain stopped working. I can't remember what SMP means, but if you're saying, hey, should I start a server? I would love to start a server. I just, unfortunately, I'm not making any money from doing this right now, which makes it very, very difficult to justify the expense. If I was making money, yes. Survival multiplayer, yes. Thank you. I would absolutely love to do that. Even if that means like joining someone else's. Again, I'd love to do it. But my biggest issue would be that I am limited on time. I do work full-time, and as a new parent, I have a little one at the house that needs my attention. If, hypothetically, if I didn't have a little one to worry about, I probably would be really happy to set up a server. Or more specifically, if I didn't have to worry about work. Like, not bashing my job. My job is actually quite nice and quite fun. But at the end of the day, if you can't afford to do it, you know, that becomes the crux of the matter. I would love to be at the point where I can not work for a company in the way I'm currently doing it, and I could just play games and chat with everyone and have a good time. If I could do that and make sure that, you know, my family was taken care of, I would. Oh, if only you knew, you'd be 1,000% disappointed. I would love to do aerospace engineering. Although I don't, it's one of those weird things of like, my brain says, oh, they get paid a decent amount, and then the other part of my brain goes, yeah, but you would think that was teachers too, and we know where they're at. Like, I'd love to do aerospace engineering and things of that nature because it's a personal love of mine. The problem that persists is my current degree is not useful for that industry. And a lot of people who are very far with aerospace engineering are not going to need it. You say that, but crazy fact, my high school electronics teacher worked on the SR-71 Blackbird project. Worked with CIA, did all this crazy stuff, and his general reaction was, yeah, it's high school, we can get you all taken care of. And everyone's just sitting there staring at him like, what do you mean? Like, no one could fathom the knowledge the gentleman had, and he's like, I'm just a teacher. I'm like, no, you are not. Like, there are photos of you shaking hands with the president, photos of you in front of aircraft that people didn't even know. Exactly. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, your base level of knowledge is 1,000% greater than anything we had. And he just, nope, you can do it. And he's like, most of you won't technically be able to do it because you have no clue what you're doing. But theoretically, if you put your mind to it, you're fine. And everyone's just sitting there like staring at him. Oh yeah. I got to have a very interesting teacher. Especially because the school did not think he was valuable enough for them to provide a... Well, the funny thing is, the school didn't think he was, like, for a computer, or, sorry, an electrical engineering class in high school, they didn't believe he needed, what was it? It's important, and I forgot it. Oh, he didn't need computers to teach kids how to do electrical engineering. And I was just dumbfounded by that. Like, you think the school system's bad, but you don't realize it until you're sitting there and going, wait a second, what? What do you mean? Yeah, they basically didn't give him any computers to teach us with, and because of that, we ended up with him building the computers for the class himself by dumpster diving at our school and other schools in the district to get computers so that we can program the robots, because apparently when you hear an electronic shop class in high school, most people think, small scale. He thought, okay, let me teach you how to build R2-D2. And I am not even joking, like, he was that level of smart. They're just like, yeah. And yeah, so he taught us how to not just, like Ohm's law and all that, He also taught us some relatively insane things, like, or at least insane things for what you would think. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, to prove a point, he pulled up a letter from, I forget which president, to Congress that was on a secure channel or something or another. I don't know if it was truly secure or what, because he did have access to it. But what I do know is he pulled up this letter that basically was the President of the United States telling Congress to go F themselves, because they were basically being ridiculous. But obviously the president can't say that. So it is written in such a way that you have to look for it, like hidden, like a hidden puzzle kind of thing. And yeah, he pointed it right out to us and was like, here you go, this is how you can tell. And as an adult, it makes perfect sense to me now, but as a kid, I was dumbfounded how he figured it out. And it was like, well, seeing as not a single person I know has ever written the sentence, kick the can up the street, for any reason, it was like one of those things of like, we thought it was clever and crazy, and it was like, no, you're all underestimating it by an exceptional factor. Okay, is this just not putting power? That's worrisome. Oh, because I have the wrong thing. Oop. Plug. That's still. Yeah, he was absolutely amazing. I believe he, at a point, just said, like, F it, because the school just kept making life difficult for him as a teacher. And he's like, I don't get paid for this. I don't get paid for half of the issues I'm dealing with the school. Why would I stay? Nice, if I can get this working. But I'm worried that in order to get it working, I would have to do something insane. Missing blocks removes from my flux network. That adds to my flux network. I put this here and this there. Can I control them? No. Basically, what I'm trying to do is set up the flux networking. So that I can start building a standardized solar farm. I can absolutely play other things. The main reason I haven't been was actually just right now that's what I've noticed people have been watching me play. If I could get more people to watch, it would have always been easier, but it's also relatively simple. Hold on. Oh, cool. Is my network actually working now? It is. Neat. But yeah, I do play other things. So I've always been a bit of a command and conquer kind of guy, but I used to do quite a bit of first-person shooters. I used to do Daisy from Arma. Also, to my YouTube audience, that might be something coming soon. We will find out. But for now, yeah. The multi-million-dollar question then would be, what kind of games? So, I don't know if I have Dark Souls. I wouldn't be surprised if I do, but I don't think I have it currently. But is that the kind of thing you'd want to actually see me play, or is there something else that you'd much prefer? Because I have played an obscene amount of video games, and my tastes are pretty varied. It's been a while since I've done the first-person shooters thing, but I have been talked into games like Fortnite with some of the buddies of mine. No, yeah. It's a lot more instinct of a game than a KSP, where KSP is mostly knowledge-based. While I do specialize in knowledge-based, I might be willing to at least look into doing Dark Souls. I've heard good things about it. Well, I've heard things about it. Whether you consider them good or not is its own statement. But yeah, I can look into maybe doing Dark Souls, but is there a genre specific, or is it just Dark Souls itself? Because there are a lot of genres of gaming I absolutely love playing. There are some I have not gotten into, like first-person shooters. Okay, I can even check with some of my buddies and see if we can do some co-streaming setups. So, do you know what ARMA is? Because that is where Daisy comes from. I could have swore. Well, if we're planning on switching things up, I could probably do KSP, since right now I want to finish this stream of this Let's Play, so we can, at least before we finish this, we can switch KSP to a Monday, Wednesday schedule, and then use Friday and go back to doing like a random game Friday. Yep. No problem. Done. Okay, is that a 1-to-1 ratio, or am I gonna have to couple? Okay. Gonna have to do a couple. burns up this. Grab our obsidian dust. Boom. Diamond. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Refined dust. Enough of this going around. Oop, wrong type of dust. Obsidian and obsidian dust. Don't have to actually enrich it. Just need to use it. Reminds me. Do I have a seed reprocessor? I swore. All that. Like universal pipes. Basic ones of these. Three. There we go. Don't know. There we go. Yep, there we go. That was what I needed. Of course, because I have an infinite supply of these, and they cost next to nothing to make. Hold on. be. By making this to this, this to this, saving it for future use, going to there. That. Hey. Right, text. A lot of fuel. Yes. Our biggest issue we're gonna run into is, even with what I'm doing right now, we are not generating anywhere near enough. Especially when you consider the fact that most of the ingredients need to be built up. One of the things I could have done is made this whole thing semi-self-sufficient. But now we're going to attempt operates at 1 tick. 5 ticks is fine, actually. Not particularly worried about it. What I'm worried about, though, we're also coming up quickly on the end of the stream. So, that's also one of those things. Upgrade, because that we want to do pipe. Right this instant, we are going to break this, do that. That, do that. Here. Not really useful to me right now, but do that, do that. It's limited. It's not going to cause me too much. Come here, hit add, that, hit submit. Upgrades, because this is going to work the way I want it to, but That. Nothing's gonna happen. Try this first. It's gonna bother me. Isn't it going to bother me? Two and three. Yeah. Basic and steel. Mostly behave and just let me build some of the most advanced stuff possible. Just like that. Think, as far as logistical pipes go, yeah. Here, because we want the universals for most of this. Technically, that though. Uh-oh. That mech. I believe there is a screwdriver. Something. That. Good. Two more gold. Save it because And go. This. Hmm. Yeah. Hypothetically, if I does it have to go through the top? Okay, yes. That's the conundrum. And does this not let me just make a filter? Okay, configuration card. Okay. Basic. One. Boy. We are overtime, so I'm going to try and make this quick. Quite useful. That's even less useful. Here, here, that. That. You clear out. This. I want to do this. 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 There we go. And we are officially pumping as fast as the system will let me. All right, everyone. Let us take it easy.